A lot of you ask about the rebranding of the party, and some of you ask whether the party is going to wait for 2023, and I'll answer those questions. Firstly, I think that the decision whether the party will rebrand, it's not for me to make. It's a decision for a collective, and the party will announce its position on that. But speaking for myself, I'm very clear that the people of Zimbabwe identify with the MDC. The MDC is a key institution in this country. It's known everywhere, from Cholocho to Lotito, from Odzani to Victoria Falls, from Plumtree to Chendambuya, from Ngai to Bubi, from Bubi to Mudzi, from Mudzi to Filabusi. So I think that it will be a mistake, in my opinion, to give in to a temporal, ephemeral creation by ZANU-PF, namely Thokozani and Douglas. These people can't last. These people can't go on. So these things will last. Will not last. Zimbabweans can't wait to 2023. Emerson has failed in disastrous terms, and therefore we should do everything possible to ensure that we restore our country to normalcy, to sustainability through peaceful and constitutional means. But 2023 is too far. We would have died, we would have started cannibalizing each other, started eating each other. But I emphasized that it has to be done through peaceful and constitutional Rudu, I think I have answered your questions, and I hope that you shall release me. I don't think that I have... someone asked me, how much money did I leave in Okokfas? Now, let me tell you something. When I left as finance minister in September of 2013, there was US $6.5 billion sitting in the country's coffers. US $6.5 billion sitting in the country's coffers. When I became finance minister in 2009, we had $4 million in a bank account. In fact, I'll tell you a story that some of you may have heard me speak. I started work on the 16th of February, Monday the 16th of February 2009 as finance minister. When I got into the Ministry of Finance, after greetings from the Permanent Secretary Willard Manongo, the Director of Budgets, Fungwa Kunaka, they said, Minister, welcome, say, but tomorrow it's payday. I said, oh, so how much do we have to pay? They said, we have to pay $30 million. And then I said, how much do we have in the bank? $4 million, say. Then I said, so where are we going to get the $26 million? Say, we're waiting for you. And this is a true story. This is a true story. So I took over when the country was bankrupt, when hyperinflation was 500 billion percent, when capacity utilization was under 4%. When I left, inflation was below -1. GDP growth rates were the highest aggregated period of GDP growth during the GNU. And in 2011, our growth rate was 12%, 11.9% to be particular, the highest in the world at any given time. Our average growth rate of 7.5% was the most sustained period of growth in the history of Zimbabwe since 1890. But more importantly, you didn't hear of these scandals, you didn't hear of corruption and so forth. So perhaps the biggest thing we did was to stabilize the economy and not to steal. Now we've got headmasters of corruption. Now we've got archbishops of corruption. His Grace, the masters of corruption. And of course, no country can survive the kind of suffering that we are going through. Someone asked me about writing a textbook. Well, I've been writing textbook. I mean, last year we wrote Democracy Works. I'm working on several manuscripts. And one of the things that I'm also working on is a book on constitutional law. But ZANU-PF is incorrigible. ZANU-PF doesn't listen, and this new ZANU-PF is different from the ZANU-PF of brilliant minds like Edson Zobo and so forth. This is a renegade party. This is a mafia party run by criminals, brigands, and mafia. How does a head of state strip the country naked? How do you allow the Chinese to mine in Wange National Park, for Christ's sake? I mean, it's ridiculous and incredible what Emmerson Mnangagwa has done to our country. I have answered exhaustively the question of sanctions, and I think anyone who pushes the sanctions agenda, either you're a ZANU-PF ideologue or you don't know, the position of the law. You don't know Zidera. Many people talk about Zidera, but they actually haven't read it, because Zidera actually asked the Zimbabwean government to do certain things, like not stealing elections, not beating up people, and so forth. That's the issue. That's the issue. Yeah, well, look, I find some of the comments here quite abusive, but it doesn't matter. I guess that's democracy. Someone asked me, Honorable Tendai Biti, like Kennedy during the Cuban Missile, can you reach out to Khupe and Mwonzora? Khupe and Mwonzora are puppets, muppets, sycophants of Emmerson Mnangagwa. So why talk to the puppet when you can talk to the principal? We are ready to talk to Emmerson Mnangagwa under the right conditions, which include, of course, the existence of a mutually agreed mediator, which also includes signals of sincerity being sent out. We will not talk to Mnangagwa if he's arresting our people, beating up our people as he has been doing. And of course, any such dialogue needs to be scaffolded. Needs to be scaffolded by the international community, certainly SADC, certainly the region. So yes, we are ready to talk to Emmerson Mnangagwa as a principal, but not his surrogates and puppies, Douglas Mwonzora and Thokozani Khupe. Someone asked me why the ZANU-PF government hates me so much. Well, look, they hate every Democrat. Every Democrat is under attack in Zimbabwe, as you know, from President Nelson Chamisa to the person in the branch. In my case, I speak my mind. I speak my mind. I speak the truth to power. I'm not afraid of them. They've nothing on me. So I'm very proud. I'm being very proud of being clean. I'm very proud of being able to speak the truth to power. So I will always speak until they kill me, but I don't care. I don't give a damn. Someone asked me about the Jecha narrative. The Jecha narrative is a creation of ZANU-PF. These people have failed, and when people fail, they do three things: they deny, they deflect, and they deceive. And the ZANU-PF are masters of the 3D approach: denial, deflection, and deceit. They failed. I used to be in government. This country is easy to run. You just need to be to be truthful, to be honest, to be hardworking, and to read. And to read and to understand what the people have said. Now we've got brigands masquerading as a government, people who only care about their bottom line and those of their children, people who spend time pursuing women and mistresses, people who are into everything: gold mines, platinum mines, chrome, retail outlets, service stations, gas stations, this and that. It's terrible. You can't run a country when you commodify everything. The country is not a commodity. You can't run a country when you are cannibalizing everything, including your citizens. And no one is safe in Zimbabwe, as I've said. It doesn't matter whether you are Catholic priest. It doesn't matter whether you are a journalist like Wopo Chingono. No one is safe in our country. And you can't have this head of state being the biggest source of instability in this country. I think that's regrettable. I think that's unacceptable. But certainly, this is the Zimbabwe which we have, the Zimbabwe where we are in.